somebody who decided to remain anonymous says that most of their learners come from as far as Kangemi and Kibra, and parents in the surrounding community prefer to take their children to private schools due to the perception that public education is of lower standard. That's a teacher who decided to remain anonymous from the same school. And less than 3 kilometers away, Kilimani Primary School has an enrollment of over 3,000 learners. The same applies for Milimani Primary School along Moringa Road, despite it having an even smaller compound. And nominated Senator Gloria Oroba has been leading an initiative to transport learners from neighboring estates like Kawangware, where schools are heavily congested. For example, Ndurarwa Primary School in the area has over 6,000 learners. And at a glance, we've said that a spot check by the Nation revealed that public schools, facilities, equipment and staffs that are not being put to optimal use owing to low enrollment. And the situation was observed in both urban and rural schools. Addressing a member of the Senate Committee on Education 2 weeks ago, Basic Education Principal Secretary Belio Kipsang said that when the schools were established, it was expected that they would draw learners from the neighborhood, but socio-economic dynamics have since changed. So it's quite a challenge because maybe the government invests a lot in maybe that particular school, then later it happens that students don't enroll to that particular school and choose to enroll in a private school because they feel there's a low quality of education in those public schools. Is it that the teachers are failing the government, or is it that the parents lack trust in the government? As a parent or as a teacher, you can send us your comment on our SMS line or across all our social media platforms at Raja TV Kenya, at Wangeshimuka. I'll gladly read it out. And the other issue in terms of education, in matters education, is that teachers cry foul over recent promotions, and the Kenya National Union of Teachers says that 15,858 teachers were left out of the recent promotions by the Teacher Service Commission. And NAT Deputy Secretary General Hesbon Otieno said the union will this week petition TSC over the matter. And Mr. Otieno said the statistics were complied from a countrywide survey done in the 110 branches, with teachers who were left out volunteering information. That's the story is highlighted on the first page of the Daily Nation newspaper, written in depth on the 10th page of the same newspaper. And just to highlight a few highlights of the same story, maybe to give the numbers, is that 36,000 number of teachers is the number of teachers who were recently promoted according to the TSC Chief Executive Officer Nancy Macharia, and 6,000 was the number of teachers expected to be moved to the next grade this year. And Mr. Otieno said that some of the teachers who have qualified for the promotion have stagnated in the same position for over 12 years, yet the commission has undertaken cosmetic promotions that left them out. And speaking in Bomet during the branch election to replace Mr. Malel Langat as executive secretary following his elevation to first deputy national Vice Chairman, Mr. Otieno said thousands of teachers continue to be retired without benefiting from promotions, and he was accompanied by the Rift Valley executive in the National Executive Council, Alfred Rop, and the Narok Branch Executive Secretary, Simiren Soyanet. And Mr. Otieno said failure to promote teachers has led to demoralization in the workstations, which has affected the government's bid to deliver quality education. And speaking separately, Mr. Langat, the first national vice chairman, said the teachers being promoted should be paid salary arrears from the period they were supposed to move to the next job skills. So this question again comes in. Is it that the teachers are frustrating the government, or is it that the government is frustrating the teachers? And is it that the parents lack faith in the public schools? That's a question you should answer, and maybe we get to read out your comment here on Faraja TV. And the other story making headlines in matters education, university holds service for accident victims. There was a students from KU, that's comrades from KU, were involved in an accident last week, and the story is highlighted on the first page of the Standard newspaper, written in depth on the third page of the same newspaper. And the Kenyatta University fraternity held a memorial service at the institution to pay tribute to 11 students who lost their lives in a road accident in Voi. As candles flickered in remembrance of the 11 students, the pain of the loss was tangible among the university staff, students, relatives, and friends who gathered. And mourners who spoke gave heartfelt eulogies, sharing fond memories of the period they shared with the departed. And Fabian Otieno, the class representative and the survivor of the accident, struggled to come to terms with the loss of his colleagues, and Otieno mourned his colleagues as jovial persons who had left emptiness that shall never be filled. And we pray that the families of those who lost their loved ones are going to, we pray that God gives them peace and comfort during this mourning period. And the First Lady offered to comfort with a verse from the Bible, and also gave 2 million donation from the President William Ruto in the same during the mass of as the KU fraternity was grieving the loss of their loved ones and their students. And we shift gears to matters politics. And the story highlighted on the Standard newspaper is that the state's big plan for Raila's AUC job bid, and the government is developing a fully fledged campaign secretariat and a budget to support Azimio leader Raila Odinga's bid for the chairmanship of the African Union Commission. The story is highlighted on the first page of the Daily Nation newspaper, written in depth on the 5th page of the same newspaper. And maybe the campaigns, you know, it's something, there's this question that is popping up in my mind. What happens after Raila is gone? Are we going to have a strong opposition here in the country? Maybe Mr. Robert is going to give us an opinion in regards to the same. And as the government is developing a fully fledged campaign secretariat and a comprehensive budget to support Azimio leader Raila Odinga's bid for the chairmanship of the African Union Commission, AUC, ahead of the official submission of his candidacy by April 15th, and campaigns for such high-level international position often involve significant investment in diplomacy, travel, promotional activities, and lobbying. And in 2017, Kenya spent 437.7 million in its failed bid to capture the position through ex-Foreign Affairs Cabinet Secretary Amina Mohamed, and data that had been submitted to Parliament showed that 437,776,982 was spent in the campaigns, exceeding the set confidential expenditure by 52,095,299, and the Ministry of Foreign Affairs had earmarked 385,681,683 for expenditure linked to the campaigns. A nation has established that the secretariat, being established by the government and Mr. Odinga's key strategist to steer his campaigns, will form the nerve center for his operations, with involvement of key actors including the presidency, the candidate and his team, the Ministry of Foreign and Diaspora Affairs, as well as Eastern African Minister of Foreign Affairs. And Mr. Odinga's spokesman yesterday, Dennis Onyango, told the nation that the former Prime Minister has been urged to take time off local politics to concentrate on his AU job hunt. And this is what he said, I quote unquote, when Raila Amolo declared interest in AU job, a concern emerged that he needed to take time off local politics and focus on AU, which is more urgent given that the elections are months, not years away. That is what Mr. Onyango said. He noted that the ODM leader reluctantly agreed to take a break and focus squarely on the path to AU job. What happens to our opposition? What happens to ODM? That's the story I'd love to highlight on, and it's written on the 4th page of the Daily Nation newspaper. And the writer clearly writes it in a funny way, funny lines. And after long lull, Joho springs back to life. And former Mombasa Governor Hassan Joho has come out to reclaim his status as the coastal kingpin after a period of relative silence, stirring up the region's political landscape. And Mr. Joho has recently endorsed to vie for presidency in 2027 by coast leaders from the ODM and other political parties, and the leaders from Taita Taveta, Kilifi, Mombasa and Lamu counties have rallied behind the former governor, saying it is time for Coast region to produce a president. And this comes as Azimio leader Raila Odinga's succession at the ODM chief and Luo community political supremo continues to gather pace in his backyard as he sets his sights on the chairmanship of the African Union Commission, that's the AUC. And on Saturday, Mr. Wandai got a boost from some ODM MPs who said that even though Mr. Odinga still remains the undisputed community leader, the Ugunja MP would be best to steer the community and the ODM party in absence from local political scenes. Let's see how that story turns out, because we now have 3 game players who are in search for that particular top seat in the ODM. That's Mr. Joho Opiyo Wandayi now and the former Kakamega Governor Wycliffe Oparanya. And Joho and Wycliffe Oparanya, the two of them are deputy chairmen of the ODM party. And the other story making headlines, this is quite funny. And at the same time, I want to see how people go about this particular issue. A court said that any Kenyan owed by the state can go ahead and auction public property or even attach the salary of a state officer who is impeding payment. And the auction items can range from a police car to a government building. The story is highlighted on the Standard newspaper, written in depth on the 6th page of the same newspaper. And court says public officials have been using the law to hide from paying debts, and with sections declared unconstitutional in a litigant can now attach government property, and you can now decide to drag that minister, principal secretary or public official to a civil jail for failing to pay your debts. If you're menacing and want to punish them further, you can opt to personally hold them to account for holding back the amount you won in court. Say, for example, attach their salaries until you can recoup your money, or even go to their pension after they retire for failing to honor your debt during their stint in office. And further, you can now advertise for auction State House, the government's most prized asset, to recover your loan. Wait. In fact, if you become bold enough, you could perhaps have auctioneers smoke out police officers out of that Land Cruiser for an attachment to recover an award following an incident of police brutality. This is the import of a short and sweet ruling to the ears of persons owed by the government and have been languishing in want as officials sit pretty with pending bills. And Justice Nixon Sifuna declared Section 13A and Section 21 of Government Proceedings Act to be unconstitutional, and according to the judge, the 2 sections as well as the entire act, which was borrowed from Britain, gives government an unfair advantage in court cases, and Section 13 required one to seek court's green light and could only be done after 30 days of filing a notice. However, the bombshell against the government and its officials lies in Section 21(4), and the section barred anyone from attaching government property to recoup an award, and it has also shielded government officials from personal liability. It's your time to shine. It's your time to shine. That person that owes you, you've been given the authority. If you want to auction the State House, do that. If you want to do that, if you want to auction a public government vehicle, you can gladly do that. And the other story making headlines, we shift gears to matters agriculture. And the fake fertilizers sparks panic among farmers, and the inflation of cartels selling substandard inputs into the government subsidized fertilizer program has caused panic among farmers in maize growing zone. And the story is highlighted on the first page of the Daily Nation newspaper, written in depth on the 21st page of the same newspaper. And can imagine the stress that the farmers have in regards to the same. The inflation of cartels selling substandard inputs into the government's subsidized fertilizer program has caused panic among farmers in maize growing zones. And this comes as shortage of the vital farm input persists that is likely to disrupt this season's planting exercise, and some farmers in the North Rift region, the country's food basket, have expressed fears of impending losses due to poor yields after they bought the fake fertilizer condemned by the Kenya Bureau of Standards. And the cartels are saying the substandard farm inputs to unsuspecting farmers through the NCPB outlets, and some farmers are now demanding compensation. And this is what I quote and say what the farmers in Eldoret said. The government should have put in place stringent measures to protect farmers from cartels who have penetrated a fertilizer distribution chain, selling them fake inputs. Such scandals shatter the dream of attaining food security. That is what the Kenya Farmers Association Director Kip Korir Menjo said yesterday during a farmers meeting in Eldoret. And KEBS Managing Director Esther Ngare last week appeared before the National Assembly. What's up with me? National Assembly Agriculture Committee over distribution of GBC plus organic fertilizer that has been declared substandard through the NCBP depots. And it's quite unfortunate. Hey. Because tuliambiwa mkulima apewe fertilizer ndio kukuwa na food security in our nation. I believe our guest for the day is here, Jarvis Wahome. And without much ado, let's hop on to the next segment of the Dawn Dialogue Show, and that is information security. I hope you're ready. Take a book, take a pen, because you're going to be noting down these important key points. It's best that you're self-aware about cyber security, information security, because in the world that you're living in today, you never know when you're exposing yourself to danger. So send us your question, your thoughts in regards to the same information security, and tell me, what do you think information security is? Before Jarvis comes in and tells us what information security is, maybe you can tell us what information security is in your own words. So we're going to take our first real quick break here on Faraja TV. Don't change the dial. We'll be back with a dialogue, more dialogues, 2 dialogues, that is, and you're going to enjoy them. And so don't change the dial. Keep it Faraja TV. We'll be back.
Faraja TV, chemichemi ya furaha.
Usiku na mchana nakupa sifa, day and night, Lord.
Praise God, our viewers. From wherever you're watching us from, we love you, we cherish you. I, Jack Favor, together with DJ Tish, will be bringing you Nuru ya Injili Gospel Show every Sunday from 6 to 10 a.m. I will be bringing you different inspired ministers of the word, amazing guests and artists that will grace the show. You will also be having an opportunity to greet and waking up your friend, as well as sending a song request that will be playing for you right here on Faraja TV. Hii si ya kukosa. Tupatane kila Jumapili, tubarikiwe pamoja. God bless.
Kwa majina ni John Muragori, ninayokuletea program ya uzima wa kiroho na nidhamu, na programu yetu ya kujia mnamo siku ya kila Jumapili saa 1:30 katika runinga yetu ya Faraja TV, Chemichemi ya Furaha. Karibu sana, karibu pamoja, tushirikiane katika uzima wa kiroho na nidhamu. Karibuni na mbarikiwe sana. God bless you. God see you through.
Wow, what is lifestyle? To me, lifestyle is the people, it's entertainment, it's food, it's beauty, it's fashion, it's music, and it's art. So how do you get to deal with these big topics that are affecting our society? Well, worry no more, because I, Sharon Gige, every Thursday at 7:30 p.m, I'll be bringing you amazing guests, and they'll be able to give us solutions on how to handle these big and disturbing topics at Faraja TV Kenya and all our social media platforms. Thank you. In a world where health matters the most, I bring you a show that delves into the heart of the real challenges in healthcare. This is the Alive and Aware show, where we confront illnesses with knowledge and compassion. Join me, Mary M. Muturi, every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday of the week from 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. only on Faraja TV, as we shed light on different illnesses, featuring professional insights, personal stories, and the latest medical breakthroughs such as the endoscopy machine. This is the Alive and Aware show, where we are alive and aware of our health status, because being alive is more than just existing.
Yo, welcome guys to the biggest and most exciting show in the 254, where we bring you exciting topics, great music, your favorite artists, and good times.
Join us each and every Saturday from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. at Faraja Mashup. It's your boy Big Man Kuga.
And your boy Big Willie, aka the Big Kahuna.
Faraja TV, Chemichemi ya Furaha.
Usiku na mchana nakupa sifa, day and night, Lord.
Praise God, our viewers. From wherever you're watching us from, we love you, we cherish you. I, Jack Favor, together with DJ Tish, will be bringing you Nuru ya Injili Gospel Show every Sunday from 6 to 10 a.m. I will be bringing you different inspired ministers of the word, amazing guests and artists that will grace the show. You will also be having an opportunity to greet and waking up your friend, as well as sending a song request that will be playing for you right here on Faraja TV. Hii si ya kukosa. Tupatane kila Jumapili, tubarikiwe pamoja. God bless.
Long time God, rafiki wa karibu, hey, hey. You're the Alpha and the Omega.
Kwa majina ni John Muragori, ninayokuletea program ya uzima wa kiroho na nidhamu, na programu yetu ya kujia mnamo siku ya kila Jumapili saa 1:30 katika runinga yetu ya Faraja TV, Chemichemi ya Furaha. Karibu sana, karibu pamoja, tushirikiane katika uzima wa kiroho na nidhamu. Karibuni na mbarikiwe sana. God bless you. God see you through.
Well, What is lifestyle? To me, lifestyle is the people, it's entertainment, it's food, it's beauty, it's fashion, it's music, and it's art. So how do you get to deal with these big topics that are affecting our society? Well, worry no more, because I, Sharon Gige, every Thursday at 7:30 p.m., I'll be bringing you amazing guests, and they'll be able to give us solutions on how to handle these big and disturbing topics at Faraja TV Kenya and all our social media platforms. Thank you. In a world where health matters the most, I bring you a show that delves into the heart of challenges in healthcare. This is the Alive and Aware show, where we confront illnesses with knowledge and compassion. Join me, Mary M. Muturi, every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday of the week from 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. only on Faraja TV, as we shed light on different illnesses, featuring professional insights, personal stories, and the latest medical breakthroughs, such as the endoscopy machine. This is the Alive and Aware show, where we are alive and aware of our health status, because being alive is more than just existing.
Faraja TV, chemichemi ya furaha.
Welcome back to another segment of the Dawn Dialogue Show with me, Wangeshi Mukoi, and our guest for the day is Jarvis Wahome. Topic of discussion is information security. The last time Jarvis was here, aliniacha kaa nimeshtuka tu. Aliniacha nikiwa flabbergasted. Nilikaa tu kaa nimeshtuka tu. So are you safe? Is the information secure? So Jarvis, karibu sana to the show. Say hi to my viewer as we proceed to the next segment ya maswali moto moto za IT, because the last time uliniacha hapa, uliniacha kaa nimeshtuka.
Sorry.
Are you even sorry? Is it sincere?
Thanks, Wangeshi.
Oh, you're welcome.
Hello, viewers. We are here to talk about information security.
Yeah.
That will be our topic for today.
Sure. So before we proceed, our SMS line is 0703-339-959 and across all our social media platforms at Faraja TV Kenya, at Wangeshi Mukoi. I think iyo Paul ameniombea nisingoe tena. It's really working. Naona pale Facebook, Maria Moturi is tuned in. Biochild KE is saying good morning Wangeshi wa Mukoi, and Faraja TV tuko ndani sana hadi tamati. Thank you so much for watching. So Jarvis, maybe you can tell us in simple terms, lo usitushtuwe. What is information security?
Information security is just keeping your information safe from theft na manipulation. Yeah.
Now that the government has access to our WhatsApp messages, our text, our WhatsApp calls, our everything, like literally any call you make, the government is aware of whatever call you're making, whatever you text, the government is already aware of whatever you're texting. Are we secure? Is our information safe?
Yes, they are secure, but not really secure. Because last time I said that privacy is dead.
Yeah.
And with this now, you are going to feel the pain that privacy is no longer alive. It is already dead. Yes.
So, hey, maybe watu wanaweza tuambia what is information security to them, because you've heard from Jarvis, la jatumia jargons. La jatushtua. So, what is needed for security in terms of all the information that is maybe entitled to me as Wangeshi Mukoi and to you as Jarvis Wahome? What do I need?
Anything you need is just three things. That is confidentiality, integrity, and availability. When you talk about confidentiality, is having that information on your own. si ati vile mtu mwingine mwenye afai kupata information ata reach. And when we talk about integrity is making sure that your data is not tampered with. Data yako kama ni hello ni hello, ijachange from hello to hi. That is integrity. Now, and availability, this is now where we talk about hiyo data ikitajikana, itapatikana with the right person, not with the wrong person.
Oh yeah.
Yes, that's now what we talk about. CIA tribe.
Wow. So I have a question.
Yeah.
You see, you've mentioned that aspect of availability. And I feel maybe somebody in the government might, you know, we are trusting, it's a ministry.
Yes.
And that person might choose to do something queer with our information or maybe our text or anything. Are we safe? Are we really safe? Should we trust the government ama nilo unaingia ama to avoid sasa basi hata kuchat?
Okay, like kuna vitu zenye wezi avoid kuchat because you need communication.
Yeah, very true.
Like yes, according to me that will be a yes no question because if the government anaweza pata data yako ujui nani yako kwa government.
Sure.
Wewe yako kwa government anaweza amua okay leo acha sani ni manipulate data ya huyu ni haribu. Now that's why we are not secure at all.
Hey.
Na yes, since tuna trust.
Una trust kama una trust na taxi yako. Mbona usiwa trust na text zako? I wanna feel it's too much. Tunawashare.
Yeah, actually and as CIA, I just wanted to show you something.
Maybe Paul can bring that to the screen.
Today I just want us to do something very quick. Last time I talked about Google Docking, and that under Google Docking you can gather a lot of information about someone.
Yeah.
Leo nataka tuangalie how I can get resume about someone.
A resume about someone.
Yeah. Okay, first of all, resume inakuwa na nini ndani yake?
Resume most of the times unapata iko na DOB.
DOB. That is date of birth.
Yeah, in some cases unaweza pata iko na ID number.
ID number.
Work experience utapata iko nayo, the institutions that you went to. Your referees in terms of pale chini wenye unaweza taka kurefer get a recommendation from.
Yes.
Na pia inaweza peana a little information about yourself, especially your career objective or maybe your personal objective as Jarvis.
Yeah, that's true. Actually, tumemention 5 things naweza pata kwa resume yako, sio? Na under those 5 things kuna mahali umetaja referee. Kumaanisha umeka data yako na data ya referee.
Okay.
They are both at a risk.
Yeah. Na uwekangi referee mmoja unapata umeweka watatu.
Yeah. So today I just want us to move into the Kenyan. And then I just select file type to be a document. And then resume. Just want a resume for technical universities.
Paul, maybe you can display that on the screen. Ndio tusiache mtazamaji nyuma sana. Basi sishangae Jarvis amekuja tena kutushtua.
Nataka tu like the first thing about a hacker. Okay, tukitaka kuhaka system or any organization, the first thing tunaanza na information gathering.
Yeah.
What tunataka ku gather as much information about that institution or that particular person.
Yeah, as much as you can.
Yeah. Tukipata information yake ni hivyo.
So
we have vitu zingine. Now with me here, nimeandika just can expand for the viewers
to see. Yeah.
Nimeandika to site KE, that is the site of Kenya, and then the file type that I want is just a document. It's like a PDF or anything. Under the document nataka resume. Resume kwa ya technical university.
Oh, wow.
Tukiangalia hapo hivi ya kwanza, this is what just I don't know.
Just Jaramogi Oginga Odinga University.
So what kuna CV ya mtu. And then kiteremka another CV from the same institution.
Wow.
That is for Dennis Otieno. You have another resume at JKUAT. That is for who? Jaandiko. Unless we download sana utapata.
Ndio upate ni ya nani.
Yeah. Then you have University of Nairobi College. Dafuta tu niko na tu vitu tumetokea hapo mbele kama hii ya JKUAT. Tukiangalia already you know that this CV is for Lucy
Jerry Mombi. Wow.
And then you have PO Box. You have what else? Organization yenye amefanya kazi.
Can you clearly you have all the information about that person?
Yes.
So proceed. Nishtue zaidi.
Let's just kushtua like maybe tu kuonyesha how you get the information about someone.
Yeah.
So unaona hiyo tu nimetumia tu a Google Docking but information yake. Na tunaenda up to an extent whereby if sijapata all the information naenda gasa kuangalia profile pictures zake. Zenye amepost online. Like for now if I just come here chantumia tu mimi mwenyewe. Andike Jarvis Wahome. Then I search it. So now imeniletea the first thing ni LinkedIn yangu.
Wow.
And then kiteremka some of the posts zenye post.
Yeah.
The images. Sasa ngikuja kwa images. So I love a lot. And after that naweza download one image, niende pale hivyo nicheze na kidogo. Nipate BSSID yake, that is the wifi yenye alitumia na location yenye yako.
I know, get it. Sasa unafanya hata nikuwa fan of movies. Unajua I don't watch movies because naanga kila kitu ni fictitious. Yani I overthink mpaka naona mtu ananibeba aki. Sasa now I get it. I now get the concept of how they get the location of somebody na with zero information, like wanaambiwa look into this particular story and with just an image wameanza.
Yeah.
So unasema kwa hiyo picha sasa umepost poster yangu hapo. Kidogo watanitafuta, wanaweza nitafuta easily.
Yes, wanaweza kutafuta. Because ukiangalia kama hii hapa hivi. This is a school.
Yeah, that's a school. Yeah.
Na nikapiga picha na nikapost. Sasa naona akitaka kwenda kwa shule already watanitumia mimi then wapate institution.
Cool. Wow.
But the good thing about me was he posted at that time. Wala take time, alafu na post. Because the moment we post at that time, hiyo mtu atapata information yote yenye anahitaji. Like for now sit kona hapa hivi, kipiga picha ni post saizi. BSSID yenye nimetumia hapa, nitaleta mtu hapa. But ingine ni post hiyo place nyingine, ataweza kupata information.
So what do we do? Okay. There's a friend of mine who is a victim of kupiga picha. Sitaki kumtaja lakini I hope anasikiza. She was already watching, I hope unasikia. So ukipiga picha leo, take time kidogo.
Ndio ipost.
Post next week. I feel attacked as well. Just right now nimetoka kuambia police screenshot nitumie nitese watu but again ni kama nita hold kidogo. So is there more to that ama we move to the next segment?
Can move to the next.
Yeah. So maybe you can tell me what are some of the security challenges that we can face as an organization or as an individual?
Okay, I start by organization. Whereby we don't have those many literate cybersecurity people.
Sure.
So unapata leo umeandika mtu IT and then ana aspect ya security. So unapata organization yako iko at a risk of getting hacked. And then we have another issue with the government compliance. So unapata government maybe wameka some rules zenye ni strict zaidi for a person like you kufollow.
Yeah.
But mtu IT yanaweza follow vizuri tu sana. Like there was a time a school ilikuwa charged more than 1 million just for posting. Hakuwa anajua. But sasa unaona mtu IT mwenye amesomea cyber security anajua this is an offense.
Angewa caution. Yeah.
Sasa unapata like government wameka some strict rules zenye zina affect everyone kwa industry. Now if those walimu ama the institution wangekuwa aware that if I post this content I will end up being jailed or end up being ransomed, angefanya hivyo. Yeah.
Wow. Hey, I didn't know that. So maybe you can tell us nini hatufai kupost?
That is now and hiyo side tutakuwa tukiongelea stories za act ya Kenya. That is Data Protection Act ya Kenya.
Was the school charged because of posting the minor summer? What was the issue?
Yeah.
Oh, that was the issue.
Yeah, even there was another hotel, same incident. Until ikafika point like zaki taka post picture waneka emojis kwa faces za watu.
Kwa uso. Yeah, sure. Yeah. But it's true, why would you expose somebody's child out there? Lakini unajua saa nyingine mtu anakuanga innocent tu unasema wewe piga tu. But Anyway, so maybe and what about me as an individual?
Okay, I think we'll just have a session for that. Ndio sasa nieleze much
about the same. You promise tutakuja next Monday, God willing. I know you can try, you can try, but anytime you're available, tell me, because this, and unajua tunaishi in a digital world, like na tuko all over the internet, like kila saa from time to time tuko kwa net, na ni vitu tunafaa tukue cautious about, because we are also raising generations that maybe zitakuwa more into the internet than we are.
Yeah, actually wako ndani kasi hizi, like on, when was it, on Friday and Saturday? I was at an event that is called African Tech Space.
Yeah.
Whereby wanaongelea about STEM, STEM for young kids. Napata like that young kid ako 4 years na already ashaanza kusoma stories za algorithm. The algorithm most of us tulisikia tukio colleges na universities. But mtoto mdogo ako under algorithm. Anafunzwa technology.
Niku hot. Because I'm trying to understand.
Yeah.
Like 2 years, I see 2 years. Like, let's give it a space of like 5 years from now. So you what kind of kids we're going to be raising? Tutakuwa tuna raise sasa wakina Jarvis, but the younger version. Unapata mtoto ako 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, lakini karibu ako na content yenye uko nayo kwa akili.
Yeah.
Because I can see, but people have been so vocal about even teaching kids about coding, nini hizo vitu zote at a very young age. Yani sisi wakati tulikuwa tuna break for holidays tunakimbizwa tuition. Sasa kwa shosh ama wapi? Watoto sasa hivi wanakimbizwa kwa shule za coding.
Yeah.
You know, I feel like ni sawa tu. As a parent, unasema tu ni sawa tu. Maybe you can tell us the types of attacks to our information.
Type of attacks, maybe I can start with one, into insider threat, whereby Wangeshi work here in Faraja TV. And then mimi niko huko nje, but I want to attack Faraja TV.
Sure.
I just come talk to you and come okay, I'll give you this amount just for you to give me such 1, 2, 3 information about the organization.
Sure.
When nani? So nataka pesa.
Yeah.
Can information. After the information mepata niende. That is under insider threat. And then we have a lot whereby naweza kuja tu hapo hivi niangushe flash drive wewe bila kujua, nichukua plug in into a PC. With that imenipea remote connection back home. With that naweza maneuver through your machine, nitempe na data yako, nianze kuweka vitu zangu. I can take pictures of you, can take videos of you, vile mnafanya, can record audios. And then with that naweza pata a lot of information about you guys.
At this rate, I now understand. The only series, I guess, the only series I watch, I'm not here to market it, but Blacklist. I watched that series and I'd see wanatumia flash drives, simu pia.
Yeah.
You just drop something and you're in. Ama yani kumbe si rocket science. Kumbe hata hiyo information kwa hapa Kenya na sikuwa najua.
Hadi cable, hizi cable zimachaji nazo simu. Watu tutazita bad USB cable. Whereby ndakuja tu na simu yangu, nikupenda hiyo cable. The moment tume plug in the cable na the phone, ime connect. And then nitakupopia hapo hivi kwa screen like some digits for like 2 seconds and then it disappear. Well, with that tutaangalia simu ina charge, but mimi kwenye niko
uko na access.
Na connect laptop yako na file vitu zinataka.
Dada tax ama ni hizo mbili peke yake ama kuna nyingine?
Leo tutaangalia tu hizo mbili peke yake. Yeah.
Sasa unajua hata sitashare cable yangu.
Cable yako unaweza share like hizi sani cable za IT experts like when you
ziko na something you manipulate your cable yenye unanunua tu, you just manipulate it ama.
Ama unanunua yenye iko ready
manufactured for the same purpose.
Nika tu USB unaweza nipe and then they change from USB to a remote. Whereby sana ukiweka mimi napata connection back home.
Unaweka kama remote network. Guys, kama nitaanza I'll start investigating my friends. Msiniombe cable yangu ya charge simu sasa. Maybe you can tell us the types of hackers. Are you one? Tuanzie hapo.
Yeah, I am one. Actually, me, I'm just a grey hat. Yeah, we are just known by hats, whereby we have the black hat hackers, then we have the white hat hackers and the grey hat hackers. The black hat hackers wao wana manipulate kwa system bila kupewa ruhusa yoyote. Wanaingia kwa system, wanaharibu data yote, and then wanakwambia nilipe.
Ndio nikurudishie.
That is the black hat. And then now we have the white attackers, wale wenye wao wana hack ethically. Unapewa ruhusa kwa hack into your system, ama una employ a security officers yes organization. Wanakusaidia ku maneuver those black attackers. Ule black attacker akijaribu kuingia ndani, huyo anamwambia no. Sasa huyo white attacker, whatever that he does, wanna create something like a honeypot. Whereby ule black attacker akijaribu kuattack, atakuwa attack the honeypot, atakuwa attack the system. Zile honeypot ndo anapata information vile alihack, maybe alifanya 1 2 3, anachukua hizo credentials and then anajaribu kuimplement kwa system yao security measures. And then under grey attackers, they do both. They manipulate into a system as black attackers na wanajaribu kudefense as white attackers.
So uko zote.
Yeah, uko hapo hivyo.
Uko hapo katikati, you know. You know, hacking, do you feel mahali umefika, is it something tulifaa kufunzwa tu? Like wasitufiche sana, ni kitu tulifaa kufunzwa?
Yes.
Si ndio?
Because kila mtu anahitaji security. Hadi wewe ukitengeneza kwako utahitaji tu kuweka watchman kwa gate. I ensure kuna hiyo security ya intruders kuingia. So hiyo ni kitu mko mnafaa mfunze. Like for instance, let me show you something. This is just a tool and you want to like find the open ports in an organization.
Sure.
What we need Nmap, that is network mapping. And then under Nmap, I just want us to look at Google. Kama tujaribu Safaricom. Safaricom.com. So whatever that I'm going to look at Safaricom, naangalia the open ports zenye uko nazo. Hiyo ports ni kama like the doors kwa nyumba sasa in an environment. Ni kama gate, kama gate iko open. Kama kuna dirisha iko open, kama kuna mlango iko open. Ndio niweze kuingia kwa hiyo nyumba. Ndio nichukue kenye nataka.
Yeah, sure.
Nikaa wizi sasa. Like mwizi anafaa afanye information before ingie ndani. So hiyo tutakuja tu Iran kiiran ndo tutarudisha viewers waweze kuona whatever that happened. Yeah.
So, that's ama tunaona kama tunaweza endelea zaidi.
Tunaweza endelea before imalize. Kwa sababu unajua hizi ina beat up system ya Safaricom. Inatafuta those open ports.
Okay. Okay. Now let me ask you. So you unaweka like the website nini?
Yeah, website unataka.
So you can also easily
use
access hours. Because at this point I feel okay. And do you feel like Safaricom on their end wataona this?
No.
They will not. Not unless somebody snitches us.
Now unless sasa nimeweza kuingia ndani zaidi. Like nikipata open port, nikiingia kwa hiyo open port and then kuna mwenye security ako active ataiona.
So okay, now I have this question already. Is this what happens especially wakati unapata maybe there is that system malfunction, unapata hiyo siku watu wanapata data za pata mtu ana 24 GB for 10 shillings. Ni hizo zinafanyanga ama what happens?
Bwana. Ukipata inakuwa like system tu maybe alikuwa na upgrade map na update system. And then kwa ile process mtu tu akaingia tu ndani akazi release. Sasa kizi release sasa ndio mnapataga hizo free data maybe at a lower price. Sasa ndio atakuwa nakulia hapo. Like say aliba ile data aki-update, sasa anauza kando. You can find maybe ilikuwa insider threat, maybe mtu mafanya kazi Safaricom. Sasa najua leo ndo mna update system. Anachukua zile data, anaziweka sawa kwake. And then anaanza kuzidistribute. Yes.
Sasa na si bado unajua ukipurchase zile data inakwambia you have bought 24 GB from Safaricom at this particular rate. Anajimpersonate aje anakuwa Safaricom
Like
sasa.
sasa okay, like uko na M-Pesa kwa simu yako?
Sina.
Like there was this incident whereby unaweza nikikuja kwa simu yako and then niweke fingerprint yangu nikagina unlock na simu, naweza amua kutuma pesa bila pin yako.
Yeah, I know unaweza tumia fingerprint. But unaweza tumia sasa, wewe unaweza tumia fingerprint yako.
Yeah.
How?
Then tume tu pesa tu hivyo.
Na nisijue?
Utakuja tu kuangalia M-Pesa balance ndio uta notice. Kama utaangalia M-Pesa balance utajua.
Naona system imefunguka, the open ports, you can tell them.
Now we have how many ports? More than?
So many.
55,555. Actually that is 60. All those are ports that are open, na tunaweza amua kuingia in one of them. Kwa hizo zote. Na mostly watu hata kama hii ni FTP, ni file transfer protocol. Hii ikiwa open, watu tunatumia like some other tools to create something like a malware. Tunatumia the port kutumia malware into their system. Tukisheka hiyo malware huko ndani, na tunaweza fanya anything that we want. Now the information tutakuwa nayo.
Mna manipulate. I can imagine the hassle and the tussle when you can put Safaricom into, especially kama unajua they have so much information about us as Kenyans. Na hujui kama utakuwa the next target.
Kama anajiwaga.
Huwezi jua, by the way huwezi jua. So I can see kuna computer languages hapo zenye mimi sielewi, maybe you can tell us
which
like
one?
the first 5 ama 4.
The first one. Okay, like FTP, that is file transfer protocol. This is the any port in unatumia like to send the files in and out. Like okay, how can I put it? Ukinunua M-Pesa, that's not the correct way. Maybe mtu anataka kutext Safaricom, maybe through email, wanatumia that port. FTP port. Hiyo ni file una transfer files from one source to another.
Yeah.
And then SMTP, that is single mail transfer protocol. So hiyo ndio tunatumia under mail. Unapata mails zingine ukituma inakwambia if I could receive any mail. Unless utumie this other mail.
Zile zenye zinakwambia don't reply to this particular mail juu.
Yeah. Hizo zinakuwa sasa ziko closed, but at this point iko open. So unaweza send any mail. And then under time, you ndio ina keep records. Like ukinunua, send money from one source to another, hiyo time yenye inakujaga ni hiyo time inakusaidia. And then who is when inatusaidia kupata IP address. Now the moment last time tulifanya phishing, tulimanage kupata IP address ya the device yenye li connect to the phishing site. Sasa hiyo who is hiyo ndio inakusaidia kupata a lot of information about them. Utapata IP address, utapata everything yenye uko nayo. Maybe if uko na other website in safaricom.com, maybe kwa safaricom.mpesa.com ama kitu kingine hivyo. Ama gideon.safaricom.com. So hiyo ndio who is. And then under domain, sasa ndio tupega like all the domain names zenye uko nazo. Maybe uko na Safaricom, maybe uko na jina nyingine, vitu kama hizo. Those are the first 5. HTTP tuliongelea last time. That is not a secure place.
Lazima ikuwe na ka S pale ndio ujue uko ina safe site.
Yeah.
So baada ya kudua umefika wapi? Kama umekuwa masema ukamuliwe saizi na Jarvis. Sitaki darasa watu walale. Hii darasa nataka tusonge, so nataka tukigraduate. Tuna graduate sisi wote. And I can see Robert Bisemi saying good morning. Nakuru tuko tuned in. Favored Anthony Tony says he says good morning. Gwakiongo tuned in. Tony, why are you lying? But ni sawa tu, maybe he's there. So the other question is what is GDPR?
GDPR in full is General Data Protection Regulation. Even apply in most countries, mostly the EU, whereby they try as much as possible to protect our information. And in terms of location, kwenye unaweka data yako, in terms of storage, facilities wana offer those things. Like wanajaribu as much as possible to ensure that the CIA iko ensured, iko fully maximized with security aspects. Yeah.
So that is all we can say about GDPR.
Yeah, that's all.
That's all. Haya. No, another jargon. Hata ile mimi ndo nawashtua. Kata sio view, ile mimi ndo nawashtua. What is DPA?
DPA is Data Protection Act, whereby sasa Kenya kuna act yao ya ku protect data. That is just a protection act of your data and information. You know, from data, that's now where we get information. Like you have data bundles za ku browse. Ukibrowse unapata information. Yeah. So nataka as much as possible ku secure that data. Ndio uweze kupata information yako ikiwa safe.
Ikiwa safe. Wow. Mimi kuna mahali bado naona kama uliniacha kwa hii darasa. Nitakurudisha nyuma tu kidogo tu niruhusu.
It's okay.
Hapo pa like that person impersonates to be Safaricom, sells, distributes data remotely.
Yeah.
How does it work? Because there's a time I'd see on Facebook watu wana purchase data. I think they're supposed to go for 3,000 per month, but they're purchasing them at a price of 50 shillings na 20 bob.
Okay, now nilikuwa sema like most of the time napataga maybe Safaricom kufanya update na upgrade the system. Kuna ule tu mwenye ako pale hivyo
ako aware of the happenings.
Yeah. Anataka tu kwa that is the incident rate. Sasa yeye ataka tu pale hivyo mkifanya ile yatachukua zingine jieke. And then ataanza kuuza. Ukiangalia like most of the time tukifanya programming unapataga mseme tengeneza website yake vizuri and then mtu kama mimi nakuja pale hivyo ni redirect the website. Ukiingia kwa website utafikiri unaenda kwa the correct website. But unarudi kwangu. Sasa ule mtu akinunua ile data haitaenda direct kwa safu. Inakuwa redirected back.
I now get that term of redirected. Unajua unapatanga umeenda kwa site fulani, you want to download something, alafu unakuwa redirected to a weird site.
Waitumit.
Kwanza waitumit tubidi ukienda kudownload muziki pale na lazima tu ku redirect. Okay.
So unapataga watu kama ndo wanaana. Like sasa alipata kuna hiyo vulnerability ama wanafanya kazi nao. So ukienda kwa waitumit and then unajaribu kudownload na ku redirect maybe to SportPesa
ama betting site. Yeah, most of the times they are betting sites.
Na kupeleka huko. Sasa unapata like ukienda huko hivyo like wanakupeaga certain cookie na hizo cookie na proxies ndio zina earn money side yao. Sasa wewe side nyingine wewe data zako zinatumikaga elsewhere ku earn money.
Now umetaja maneno ya cookies. Unajua there's that option accept all cookies to proceed. Dangerous, very dangerous, right? How can you undo that action? Because it's already done.
Okay, most of the time napataga like ziki pop up zinakwambiaga like you have to manage cookies ama accept cookies. Unaendaga tu pale kwa manage and then unajaribu kutoa as many as you can, kutoa karibu zote. And then unazikubali hizo ndio zifanye kazi. The moment uchukua ile cookie ukaaccept ile cookie, much of the information inakuaga kwao. Like the IP address and the rest. So na kipigi records like this person aliingia on our website from this time to this time.
So that's how even people manage to know the number of people when you visit the website.
Yeah.
At this rate sina maoni. How am I going to undo those cookies now? Na nilisema accept. You know, saa ingine umeingia kwa site, maybe you're looking for information about something, especially right now. Ukianza kupata kama juzi venye kuna kahoma kamekuwa. Sijui kama umekafeel. Umekasikizia. Ukishapata hiyo tu symptoms to fever, congestion, prolonged coughing, naingia Google. Dr. Google anakuletea suggestion, alafu anakuambia to get more information on this, accept all cookies.
Yeah.
And foolishly una accept.
But ukumbuke si hiyo website pekee yake unaweza visit. Si kuna other websites unaweza visit. So ende kwa hizo zingine na zina cookies. But of which they just give you a cookie. But sasa hizi cookies zao zinapaga like wanataka sasa kupata hizo records. Hizi zingine zinataka tu kukeep kwa hiyo website.
Okay.
Sasa ukitoka kwa website zinaanza tu kupop up on your screen. Like ulikuwa umeaccept cookie ya kitu fulani, maybe say your symptoms za cough. Kikaka ka nini ka cough kanatokea. Kingine kanatokea. Hivyo sasa. And these are mostly like we as hackers. See. Okay, those malicious people.
Jarvis is not malicious. Nasikia.
Those malicious people wanajaribu like they know this website has some cookies, some sort of cookies.
Yeah.
Wanazichukua and then they start creating some ads with the cookies. Hizo ads ni watu nazita adware. Zinakujaga kwako nafikiri it's just a genuine ad.
Yeah.
The moment we click imekupea a remote to the attacker. Now he can use all your information, all your devices ku attack sasa. Like utakaga tu hivi na browse simu and then you are being taken pictures of. And then kidogo unapata ulipost your place nyingine. Ama huyo mtu anakutumia the photos.
Hata nimeanza kushangaa juu sasa Jarvis sasa wanishtua kwa nini unataka kupandisha pressure yangu asubuhi?
It's good that you should be aware of these things.
I wasn't aware by the way. Sikuwa aware. You know, I never take time to read hizo terms and conditions za cookies and everything. I've never taken my time kuzisoma. I just say accept all.
Yeah.
Because I want to.
Hiyo ni shida yenu.
Nitaniendelea tu but you told me I can do that.
Yeah.
Sisi wale wa kuaccept, I accept. Ni kama itabidi sasa tulipe Jarvis for consultation. Juu sasa ugonjwa wetu ni serious. Atuprescribe dawa ya cyber security 3 times 1. Tasi 1 times 3. Erastus Njoroge. He says he's tuned in from Gilgil. Erastus, good morning. I hope you're having a lovely morning. Hey. At this point na nili accept cookies. So wanipatia stress kwa nini Jarvis. So ngeni prepare psychologically.
Like some of them zinakuwa like genuine na zingine si genuine.
Maybe I might have fell into that trap ya those ingenuine cookies. Sasa what do I do?
Okay, like let me put this way. Unaona hizi website zenye zinaapia like the first. Ukiingia kwa Google zinaapia the first. Most of them are genuine.
Hiyo yenye na pop up ya kwanza kabisa. So tuende huku chini.
Na mseni chini kabisa. Because pia za chini kabisa ziko gipo.
So tukae hapa katikati.
Yeah. Like there was a friend of mine from was it Canada? Around 3 years ago. Sikuwa bado nimeingia shule. And then aliingiaga tu kwa website, alikuwa anataka kutransfer some money from that point to Kenya. Sasa aliingiaga site, kapata site ya kwanza. It was just a GOK. Akaingia, akafeed information, akapeana everything. Akasend money and everything. After some few times ndo karudi akaambia like pesa yako ikufika. Sasa ndio nilikuja kuconsult na some security people wakamwambia like hiyo ilikuwa just a clone of the website. Inakaa genuine but ni clone. Just no information yake yote
ilitumika elsewhere.
Yeah.
Sijui nitasema aje na sasa na nili accept hizo cookies jana. But again, sasa okay Jarvis unatuambia sasa Google something unaambia venye tunaweka chumvi paka unaambia unasikia the inner voice ikikwambia hiyo imetosha, ndio sasa tutakuwa unaingia pale kuangalia site na kwambia mpaka the inner voice ikwambie ni hiyo.
Like wewe ukiingia tu kwa site angalia some content. Okay, like this is how I tell people like mostly if I'm doing a phishing attack na tumeenda mali kwa conference, maybe phishing attack like through Gmail. Watu tunamwambia like first of all angalia nani alituma the email. After that soma ile email and then angalia some maybe grammar errors. And then ukienda pale kwa link eka tu kasa hapo and then soma ile link itatokea pale chini. Ikikuwa genuine usifungue kwanza. Angalia ile email ule malituma, consult mpigie kwa unaweza mpigia. Muulize email imetoka kwako. Aikwambia yes no. Sasa ndio utajua kama utaproceed ama
utaproceed. Hata nimeanza kuhurumia every one of us because hata tukisik the jobs uko online. Unajua these jobs lately zina advertise watu online. It's a bit tricky to get to know the genuine person. Mungu atuonekanie. Sasa utasema nini? So Jarvis, maybe kuna kitu something else you'd love to add today, ama leo ikuwe tu your short and sweet?
For me anything you to bring up ndo
Tutaongelelea.
Yeah.
So Jarvis, maybe you can tell my viewer how they can reach you out, when they can book appointments with you. So what tunahitaji, you know, the way you visit a counseling psychologist, you need to see Jarvis more often. Juu kama mambo haiendi vizuri. Upate Jarvis pale akuprescribie dawa, kuambia sasa issue yako ni hii na hii, we can do this and this. So Jarvis, tupatie your contact so that people can easily reach out to you. Ndio then after you, I'm having somebody by the name Robert Makoha. Tutakuwa tunaongelea current affairs hapa kule, watu wa absorb at least imekuja ya kwanza kama shoka. Alafu sasa ingine nimekuja ku relieve the tension. Tuongelee the issues that are ongoing in our nation. So sipate pressure tena. Jarvis is here, he got you, and that's why he's here. I brought him here ndio akuje kutusaidia sisi wote, because at some point I felt I'm also a victim of cyber insecurity.
Why?
There's a way I felt, you know, that those texts, those malicious messages you get mpaka uko like, ai, kwani kuna mtu mahali amepeana namba yangu ama iko mahali tu imewekwa kwa billboard na tangazo? I felt something was off, because uwezi kuwa unapatanga anonymous messages wewe peke yako. Ati zinatoka kwanza alafu unapata ni +234. Hapana. Sasa I think Jarvis, you can tell us your contact, how people can reach you out, and your social media handles, ndio iko easy for people to get prescriptions from the doctor. See ya OTC yenye tunawasava hapa over the counter drugs. So proceed, Jarvis.
Whatever that I can say, if you just don't reach me, you just go to Google, andika tu Jarvis Wahome, and then it will provide you with all the information. Ile tu ya kwanza itakutokea tu pale hivyo kama Jarvis Wahome cyber security, click on it, itakupeleka to my LinkedIn account, whereby so utapata all my other contacts.
Oh, your contact information.
Yeah, my portfolio ndio kwa kila kitu, phone numbers kwa hapo. Or you can just visit Cyball organization. Yo, what tunafanya Cyball organization mostly we deal na IT. IT things whereby we do computer repairs, maintenance. You have cyber security, graphic design, then you have architect in it.
Kama mko na graphic design nitakuwa na hata nyuma ya tent basi.
Yeah.
Nitakuwa na nyuma ya tent basi. So, yani umeoptimize mpaka kisearch Jarvis Wahome. Ambia brand. Ndio mjui this a brand. And he's so serious about his brand mpaka umeji-optimize. Ni Jarvis Wahome. And the only Jarvis that pops up pale juu. Think nitakuwa na pia mimi mtu akisearch Wangeshi Mukoi, hiyo peke yake ndio ina pop up hapo juu. So thank you so much Jarvis for creating time in your busy schedule to come.
Yeah.
And I always appreciate wewe kukuja kushare that information. Na unajua hiyo ni school fees yako tunadandia. So thank you so much, and thank you so much for always coming. I'm hoping utakuwa unakuja hapa for more sessions, because I think this is a topic that we cannot exhaust. It's so broad, it's so wide. Day in, day out, there are so many things zenye zina okana zina happen na hatuwezi avoid, because we are already in the digital space.
Yes.
So thank you so much Jarvis, and for the Faraja TV viewers, stay tuned. Sasa pressure imepanda najua, basi sasa nataka ishuke kidogo. Acha Robert aingie kidogo. Robert is the president for bunge la mwananchi hii Nakuru County. So tutakuwa tunaongelea the current state affairs na vitu zenye tu zimekuwa zikihappen around Kenya and also around the world kidogo. So don't change the dial, keep it Faraja TV, and keep sending us your feedback on our SMS line, that is 0703 339 and across all our social media platforms at Faraja TV Kenya, at Wangeshi Mukoi. Keep it Faraja TV.
Faraja TV, chemichemi ya furaha.
Usiku na mchana nakupa sifa, day and night, Lord.
Praise God, our viewers. From wherever you're watching us from, we love you, we cherish you. I, Jack Favor, together with DJ Tish, will be bringing you Nuru ya Injili Gospel Show every Sunday from 6 to 10 a.m. I will be bringing you different inspired ministers of the word, amazing guests and artists that will grace the show. You will also be having an opportunity to greet and waking up your friend, as well as sending a song request that will be playing for you right here on Faraja TV. Hii si ya kukosa. Tupatane kila Jumapili, tubarikiwe pamoja. God bless.
On time God, rafiki wa karibu, hey, hey. You're the Alpha and the Omega.
Kwa majina ni John Muragori, ninayokuletea program ya uzima wa kiroho na nidhamu, na programu yetu ya kujia mnamo siku ya kila Jumapili saa 1:30 katika runinga yetu ya Faraja TV, chemichemi ya furaha. Karibu sana, karibu pamoja, tushirikiane katika uzima wa kiroho na nidhamu. Karibuni na mbarikiwe sana. God bless you. God see you through.
Well, what is lifestyle? To me, lifestyle is the people, it's entertainment, it's food, it's beauty, it's fashion, it's music, and it's art. So how do you get to deal with these big topics that are affecting our society? Well, worry no more, because I, Sharon Gige, every Thursday at 7:30 p.m, I'll be bringing you amazing guests, and they'll be able to give us solutions on how to handle these big and disturbing topics at Faraja TV Kenya and all our social media platforms. Thank you. In a world where health matters the most, I bring you a show that delves into the heart of the real challenges in healthcare. This is the Alive and Aware show, where we confront illnesses with knowledge and compassion. Join me, Mary M. Muturi, every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday of the week from 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. only on Faraja TV, as we shed light on different illnesses, featuring professional insights, personal stories, and the latest medical breakthroughs, such as the endoscopy machine. This is the Alive and Aware show, where we are alive and aware of our health status, because being alive is more than just existing.
Yo, welcome guys to the biggest and most exciting show in the 254, where we bring you exciting topics, great music, your favorite artists, and good times.
Join us each and every Saturday from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. at Faraja Mashup. It's your boy Big Man Kyuga.
And your boy Big Willie, aka the Big Kahuna.
Faraja TV, chemichemi ya furaha.
Usiku na mchana nakupa sifa, day and night, Lord.
Praise God, our viewers. From wherever you're watching us from, we love you, we cherish you. I, Jack Favor, together with DJ Tish, will be bringing you Nuru ya Injili Gospel Show every Sunday from 6 to 10 a.m. I will be bringing you different inspired ministers of the word, amazing guests and artists that will grace the show. You will also be having an opportunity to greet and waking up your friend, as well as sending a song request that will be playing for you right here on Faraja TV. Hii si ya kukosa. Tupatane kila Jumapili, tubarikiwe pamoja. God bless.
On time God, rafiki wa karibu, hey, hey. You're the Alpha and the Omega.
Kwa majina ni John Muragori, ninayokuletea program ya uzima wa kiroho na nidhamu, na programu yetu ya kujia mnamo siku ya kila Jumapili saa 1:30 katika runinga yetu ya Faraja TV, Chemichemi ya Furaha. Karibu sana, karibu pamoja, tushirikiane katika uzima wa kiroho na nidhamu. Karibuni na mbarikiwe sana. God bless you. God see you through.
Well, what is lifestyle? To me, lifestyle is the people, it's entertainment, it's food, it's beauty, it's fashion, it's music, and it's art. So how do you get to deal with these big topics that are affecting our society? Well, worry no more, because I, Sharon Gige, every Thursday at 7:30 p.m, I'll be bringing you amazing guests, and they'll be able to give us solutions on how to handle these big and disturbing topics at Faraja TV Kenya and all our social media platforms. Thank you. In a world where health matters the most, I bring you a show that delves into the heart of the real challenges in healthcare. This is the Alive and Aware show, where we confront illnesses with knowledge and compassion. Join me, Mary M. Muturi, every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday of the week from 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. only on Faraja TV, as we shed light on different illnesses, featuring professional insights, personal stories, and the latest medical breakthroughs such as the endoscopy machine. This is the Alive and Aware show, where we are alive and aware of our health status, because being alive is more than just existing.
Faraja TV, Chemichemi ya Furaha. Faraja TV, Chemichemi ya Furaha.
Welcome back to another segment of the Dawn Dialogue Show. This is something, it's an impromptu topic that I've decided to talk about because I guess for the DCG, what has happened, I'm going to reach out after the show and know why he didn't make it on time, or what are the few reasons he's not here. And sorry for that, because I know you had anticipated for that particular segment. And our SMS line is 0703-339-959, and across all our social media platforms at Faraja TV Kenya, at Wangeshi Mukoi. And today, our governor for Nakuru County is going to be leading a TB awareness, let me say, health program. So, and today, I want us everybody to be aware of what tuberculosis is. And I'd love everybody to know the symptoms. I'm not here to scare you, I'm just here to create awareness. Maybe you've been having these particular symptoms and you're not really sure what's up with your body and what's happening with your body. And TB, often, there's no such word as often, there is persistent coughing, often with blood. There is weight loss, fever, and night sweats. If you have these particular symptoms, it's best if you visited the hospital or visited a physician akwambie, maybe akutest ndio you rule out whether it's TB or any other illness. Isikuwe ati you're ailing from TB and you're not aware. And there is the altitude and the importance of early detection. There is the importance of seeking medical attention promptly if someone experiences symptoms, because early detection and treatment are crucial for successful management of TB. You know, if there's something people are not aware of, is that TB is, unaweza pona TB. TB is treatable. Don't shy away from getting to know your status, your TB status. The same way diabetes is manageable, that's the same way TB is manageable and it's curable. Yani utapona at the end of it all. If you take your meds as advised by the doctor, utapona and you'll eventually get there. And there was a discussion we had a week ago with it was a chit chat, it was not a discussion. We were asking questions about TB, and it's good if you're aware that TB is transmittable to the other person when it's a communicable disease. But when I mean it's a communicable disease, is that it's if an infected person coughs or sneezes, you are likely to get TB. And that's why you're taught there's the importance of covering your nose while sneezing. You can take a serviette, a tissue paper or a handkerchief and sneeze into your handkerchief. Ama you do this, you sneeze into your elbow, because you're going to be covering yourself and covering the people around you, because you never know whether you have the TB or not, especially but don't mistaken that particular flu with TB. And the flu that has been there, people are making fun of mama ni TB. No, TB is quite serious, but it's best if you're aware of your TB status, just the same way you're aware of your HIV status. It's best if you knew about your TB status, by the way. And while coughing as well, usikough ka umetumia mkono, because I understand when coughing like this, the saliva, alafu uende umesalimia mtu, that person anakuwa into contact with his nose ama mouth. You see hapo sasa utakuwa you've shared the disease to so many people, which is not healthy. So it's best if una cough into something, a tissue, sneezing, do it in the right manner. And also hygiene. Kunawa mkono, it's very essential. And the factors that increase the risk of TB are such as living or working in crowded conditions and weakened immune system, especially to people with HIV and AIDS, malnutrition and substance abuse. Ukiwa na TB, I'm not encouraging ati kama huna TB utumie drugs, no. I'm just saying ukiwa na TB, it's best avoid drugs and substance abuse. Acha nazo kabisa, because they're exposing you to the factor of you having a weak immune system. So fighting this particular monster itakuwa ngumu. Even with the help of drugs, pia wewe mwenyewe unaji-expose to more vulnerability. You're already vulnerable and you're exposing yourself to more vulnerability. So it's best if we took care of ourselves. And I'll highlight the preventive measures. It's best if you get vaccinated where available, in situations where it's available, and good ventilation in living and working spaces. Tena msiishi in a place where you're in a group of 10, alafu hata dirisha hakuna, ama ventilation ni the ventilation holes peke yake, unapata hata circulation ya hewa yenye inaingia na yenye inatoka inakuwa minimal sana, like mna exchange tu hizo mahewa tu nyi wenyewe tu hapo within that particular group. It's good to ensure that your house is well ventilated, your office, your workspace. Ensure tumefungua madirisha hata to avoid the stuffiness in that working area. Ndio hizo hewa tena msizipumue zote tena mpate TB. I'm not saying that people have TB, but it's best if you keep your room ventilated. You know, itakusaidia hata avoid some of these communicable diseases. Maintain a healthy lifestyle. By maintaining a healthy lifestyle, that means eat healthy foods, avoid drugs and substance abuse. Especially, you know, at times when you're into drugs sana, you find yourself veering away from eating healthy, because unapata there are some things you cannot take, especially if you're an alcohol addict. unajipata you avoid some things because unasikia sijui pombe na hii haziendani, so unajipata unahepa, and you find those people most of the times hata akipata pesa they rush kutoa lock. By kutoa lock I mean they rush for that tot or something, wanasahau wanafaa kukula. Yani heri ya lewe akiwa sijui, I never understand the math, like unalewa unashiba. I never understand that math, how it works. The math never maths in my brain, but it's good to maintain a healthy lifestyle and avoid, okay, I know times you can never, mtu aizienda akijitangaza ati I have TB, stay away from me, but it's good to avoid close contact with individuals known to have TB. At times you might never know somebody. If somebody cares about you, they'll tell you na niko na TB, so at least, but you never know that person with TB and that person without TB. But it's best to be very careful. Na venye tulikuwa naambiwa wakati ya COVID, maintain social distance. I guess it's high time this is also applicable to your friends and families. Ama when in those social joints, then you never know who has TB and who has no TB. So it's best to maintain social distance ama to avoid close contact with persons who are believed to have TB or who already know they have TB. And there's this issue of stigma. At least as time goes by, I can now agree that as Kenyans we are shifting gears from at times there are these diseases like TB, HIV and AIDS. Kitambo ulikuwa unakaa ni kama hata sijui, hata watu wanakutenga, people would wanakuweka mbali kabisa, but I love how currently we are embracing people living with these particular illnesses, TB, HIV. It's best if you give support to that individual battling TB. You know, TB is not a death sentence. TB is something that's curable and manageable. So it's something you can also, wewe mwenyewe, even if you knew your friend or colleague has TB, it's something you can come up with safety measures for the two of you, maybe a mask, things like that. Like it's something you can always work together and find a solution to it. So to reduce stigma, usitange mtu juu ya TB, because I've said TB is manageable, TB is curable. So to avoid kustigmatize hawa watu wenye wako na TB. And I'll stress on the importance of compelling to the full course of TB treatment as prescribed by healthcare providers to prevent the development of drug-resistant strains and ensure successful recovery to those individuals suffering from TB. Ukipewa dawa, maliza. Because imagine if you fail to finish the first dose because you felt this is too much. Then after some time of drop the drugs, you feel like, man, I need those drugs, and I keep fighting, I have a future. Imagine if you keep dropping those dosages, alafu keep going back to them. At times your body becomes resistant to those drugs, and it might be possible for you to never do away with TB. So if you realize you have TB, no, ujue kabisa niko nao. Accept. You know, times we live in denial. Accept. Take the meds faithfully, and after a while you'll be TB free. It's not something to be worried. Okay, it's something, I'll say it's not something to be worried about. I know you're going to worry about it, but it's something you can overcome over time. You know, with the help of a physician, counseling psychologist, or somebody, even the people around you, they'll give you the support. Measure the drugs faithfully to ensure that with time, imeenda na ikienda imeenda, you see. So the better if you took the drugs faithfully. I think finally I'd urge all the viewers to take action by getting tested for TB if they have the symptoms or you feel you're at risk, and support TB prevention and treatment efforts in your communities, and advocate for increased funding and resources to combat TB on a global scale. That's all I'd urge you to do. And sijui mbona nimekaa sad about TB, but it's because I feel it's so heavy. And I'm told there is 26 minutes left and I'm told Robert is here. Maybe he can dash in. We have a very short and precise segment. So we're going to pause there. You're at TB. At least you're aware this is TB Awareness Day. Tafadhali, don't stigmatize that person who is battling TB. Be intentional about helping them because hujui kama kesho yatakupata. Si lazima yakupate, but it's best if you give that person the moral support they need, because I understand once you're tested with TB ama hizo diseases zenye zina majina kubwa kubwa, unaingia in that particular state of shock. You wonder, how am I going to get out of this particular disease, you know? How am I going to make it through? Am I going to be me? Is Wangeshi still going to remain Wangeshi? So it's best if you give that particular person the moral support they need, the love they need. It will also help in their recovery journey. So, acha Mr. Robert akuje. We have a very short segment as he tells us why ametuweka in that anticipation mood and worry mood at the same time. So we'll be back after a very short commercial break with Mr. Robert, and we're going to be discussing the current affairs in our nation. So keep sending us your feedback on our SMS line, that is 0703 3399 and across all our social media platforms at Faraja TV Kenya, at Wangeshi Mukui.
Faraja TV, chemichemi ya furaha. Faraja TV, chemichemi ya furaha.
Usiku na mchana nakupa sifa, day and night, Lord.
Praise God, our viewers. From wherever you're watching us from, we love you, we cherish you. I, Jack Favor, together with DJ Tish, will be bringing you Nuru ya Injili Gospel Show every Sunday from 6 to 10 a.m. I will be bringing you different inspired ministers of the word, amazing guests and artists that will grace the show. You will also be having an opportunity to greet and waking up your friend, as well as sending a song request that will be playing for you right here on Faraja TV. Hii si ya kukosa. Tupatane kila Jumapili, tubarikiwe pamoja. God bless.
On time God, rafiki wa karibu, hey, hey. You're the Alpha and the Omega.
Kwa majina ni John Mragori, ninayokuletea program ya uzima wa kiroho na nidhamu, na programu yetu ya kujia mnamo siku ya kila Jumapili saa 1:30 katika runinga yetu ya Faraja TV, chemichemi ya furaha. Karibu sana, karibu pamoja, tushirikiane katika uzima wa kiroho na nidhamu. Karibuni na mbarikiwe sana. God bless you. God see you.
Well, what is lifestyle? To me, lifestyle is the people, it's entertainment, it's food, it's beauty, it's fashion, it's music, and it's art. So how do you get to deal with these big topics that are affecting our society? Well, worry no more, because I, Sharon Gige, every Thursday at 7:30 p.m., I'll be bringing you amazing guests, and they'll be able to give us solutions on how to handle these big and disturbing topics at Faraja TV Kenya and all our social media platforms. Thank you. In a world where health matters the most, I bring you a show that delves into the heart of the real challenges in healthcare. This is the Alive and Aware show, where we confront illnesses with knowledge and compassion. Join me, Mary M. Muturi, every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday of the week from 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. only on Faraja TV, as we shed light on different illnesses featuring professional insights, personal stories, and the latest medical breakthroughs such as the endoscopy machine. This is the Alive and Aware show, where we are alive and aware of our health status, because being alive is more than just existing.
Faraja TV, Chemichemi ya Furaha.
Welcome back to another segment of the Dawn Dialogue Show. I had promised you earlier Mr. Robert was to be here, and we had thought hata make it, but we thank God he's here. Nile tu masaibu ya asubuhi hivi, but we are glad he's here. So Mr. Robert, karibu sana to the show. It's been a minute.
Thank you so much, Madam Wangeshi Mukuyi.
Yes.
I'm grateful to be here. Thank you for hosting me, because Faraja TV is everything.
It's everything.
Exactly.
You know, I was overwhelmed by that video made by Englishman. You know, I got to know Englishman through you.
Actually,
through your people.
He's our bunge clerk, bunge la mwananchi clerk.
Yeah, you see, he really praised this particular show, and I was so happy.
Yeah.
It moved me.
Yeah.
And thank you so much for the support you accord Faraja TV.
Okay.
And thank you for the contribution you're bringing by in terms of viewership, telling people to watch Faraja TV.
Thank you so much.
It's something I don't take lightly.
Okay.
Thank you.
God is good.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Okay.
So Mr. Robert is the president for Bunge la Mwananchi here in Nakuru County, na wanakwanga pale Manyata.
Exactly.
Shabi.
Yeah, wako sahi.
Hata sahi wako hapo.
Lazima wakue.
So this is their president, and we are going to be discussing the current state affairs, and maybe we are doing it quickly. Maybe we can highlight on the Kenya Kwanza versus the Azimio scorecard at the moment.
Okay. Yeah. Currently, as you mentioned about the current state affairs, you realize that based on the performance of Kenya Kwanza, there are some improvements they have so far made, but actually that is still under expectation based on what the mwananchi was anticipating to see. You see, or you realize that the government has stepped forward to reduce the prices of some important commodities like fuel, which was initially trading at a 210 mark. But when we talk of 100 and maybe 90 something, it somehow makes sense, but again, they have not even brought back whatever that they had taken from the common man. So therefore, we are still demanding, because it is our rights, as in Bunge la Mwananchi demand, because sovereignty of the people is everything. People have a say, and since they are the taxpayers of this country, actually they deserve better. So apart from that commodity, also you realize that there was a promise that the rates at the KPSC will also drop, as well as making sure that maybe they improve on Medicare, something that people are yet to actually realize. Yeah, somehow they have done something, but on the side of now, the Azimio la Umoja, or the opposition side, to me, it has been jeopardized because they are not taking up the role of the opposition. because of the current happenings, whereby we see the chief, the leader of the opposition, Raila Amolo Odinga, having dinner with the president, going out of the country with the president, and most probably meeting in the evening hours to discuss their own things. And for that reason, that force that we used to see, that power of the opposition is no longer there because of the leaders of the same sect not actually doing what they used to do. Yeah.
So maybe you've done well to mention that last bit of the opposition. And the government has plans to come up with a campaign team for Raila Amolo Odinga in the AUC chairmanship bid. Is that really going to compromise the opposition?
It should. It may compromise the opposition side, but in real sense it should not. Why should it do so? If you are a country, if you are the head of state, and you believe that one of your people or citizens, be it in the opposition or in government, have the ability to contest and win a given seat, then you should just decide to support that person, irrespective of whether the person has something in return or not. That is to say, if the opposition was to perform its duties of keeping the government into check, then it has to continue doing so. It should not stop because the government has backed it up, or one of them has been backed up for the top seat at the AU, because that seat is open for so many candidates. And government backing one of the Kenyans who are interested in the same doesn't automatically mean that the candidate is likely to win.
And
the probability that he wins is a half.
Yeah, it's 50-50.
Actually.
It so happens that Mr. Raila was requested to step down from local politics and focus on the AUC chairmanship bid. And yesterday, his spokesperson confirmed that through a call to the nation, with the nation.
What did he confirm?
He said that reluctantly, Mr. Raila agreed to step down kidogo kwa the local politics and focus on the AUC chairmanship position.
Kidogo, how do we, which parameters do we use to measure kidogo or excess? Because today if you went for funeral somewhere in Muranga and he came back and he talked to whatever he wanted, tomorrow he accompanied the president to launch a project in Bondo. That is still politics. How do you measure the kidogo until the time for, voting comes in 2020, is it 2025?
Yeah.
Next year?
Yeah, next year, but it's less than a year from now.
Actually?
Yeah, it's less than a year, few months.
Personally, I can comment and say that it is very difficult to say that you are going to totally get Raila Amolo Odinga out of the politics because of the AU seat. What he's trying to do, and he knows how to do it, and somehow, even if he held a different position the previous year, he knew how he did it until he ran for the president. The presidency. Right now, what he's basically doing is that he has left the soldiers on ground. Should he be elected to be the chair, the chairman of the AU, then he's going to play with our brains, unless he doesn't want to run for the political seats, and especially the presidency. But if he is still willing and ready to run for the top seat in Kenya, then you should understand that once he's elected into the office, he will be there in Ethiopia, Addis Ababa, until 2027. His term should elapse in 2028 in real sense. But you know, when you have employed me today and tomorrow I write to you a resignation letter that the doctor has advised me otherwise, that I need lighter duties, you cannot deny me my freedom. What you can only do is to look for my perfect replacement in acting capacity. Or I may even resign completely. So Raila Amolo Odinga can get into the politics of the African continent, be elected, then by 2027 or 2026, he may even pull out before the term elapses. He may simply write to the relevant office there, then claim that he needs some engagements back at home. And once he writes a resignation letter, that is something which is local. I mean, not. He will have followed the protocol that is required. Then back home, he may still run for a political seat, and nothing will happen. If there were some kind of remunerations and allowances, he will still be paid. Atakuwa ametucheza sisi wote. Those of us who are saying that when he goes to the AU politics, back at home he is buried alive. There is nothing of the sort, and everything will take up shape as usual, as normal. Yeah.
So we move from politics and move to the doctors' strike, the ongoing doctors' strike. The doctors have been trying to push for the government to commit itself to the CBA signed in 2017. What comment would you give on that?
Unfortunately, in Kenya, any collective bargaining agreement is normally taken for granted. It is like a CBA is signed just to stop the striking department, be it teachers or the doctors. Because in a recent past, we have also seen through the teachers. They sign a CBA. When the time comes, the government downplays them and says that time is not ripe or the government is in debt. Yet, anytime they sign an agreement on how to increase their salaries or get their costs be absorbed in government positions, in most cases the government will have already deducted their salaries. So they take home very little. They need a compensation through salary increments. You sign a collective bargaining agreement that you are going to add their salaries, you are going to increase their salaries. When the time comes for increment, you begin threatening to fire them. Now, whatever that is going down is wrong, because people are dying in our hospitals. People who are innocent, people who have already paid their dues in terms of NHIF, Minet, AON, and other types of insurances that our Kenyan offices may offer. But now you see, the person who is in charge, I mean Dr. Nakumicha, is not willing and ready to engage them and get a long-lasting solution, which is very wrong. You know, you should not be dictated by the government through the president. Or if you are a qualified person, as she was alleging that she studied in Turkey, although Turkey has so far refused that. Not only did she not study from there, but even the course which she mentioned that she studied in that particular institution is not part of their courses that they offer. So you see, this is a person whom we have seen in the recent past also getting engulfed in so many scandals at the NHIF, at the KEMSA, the impersonation at the NHIF, now the current one of the doctor strikes. But she's unable to solve that narrative because most probably the president is the one who directs her. Are you getting that? So doctors have a right to strike because anything they do is actually enshrined in the draft constitution of the year 2010. And therefore telling them or threatening to fire them anytime you see them on the roads, it is totally wrong. It is unacceptable because that is their right. That is their freedom, which should actually not be violated by anybody because they have followed what is in the constitution. If you have to solve their mess, then you have to do it also constitutionally, which the CS Health Nakhumicha has totally failed. Yeah.
So kidogo tukimbie tu mbio kidogo tu sasa juu ya time. There is that issue of Brian Chira's death yesterday. You were at his candle lighting. Any comment you'd love to give to the upcoming socialites, TikTokers, and influencers in regards to the same?
Okay, if you are a TikToker yourself, you must have seen us yesterday. Being the president of Bunge la Mwananchi, niliwaambia watu kwamba sisi kazi yetu kwa Bunge la Mwananchi ni kuhakikisha kwamba tumesimama na jamii. We fight for the voiceless in the society. We keep our leaders into check. We empower the youth. We create awareness. Issues of insecurity amongst others are also addressed. So yesterday, concerning the lighting vigil for Brian Chira, I was present. I may have not been the organizer, but I was there in full swing because I believe that Brian Chira, despite the controversy which surrounds him, he deserves a good send-off. And our presence actually matters a lot for us to stand with him. Being an alumni of the Kabarak University in Nakuru County, that is our son. Whether he's a gay or not, whether he is a transgender or not, he's a human being. And when time comes for politicians to seek for votes, I don't think they normally isolate by saying that we don't want votes from the gays or the lesbians or all those special groups. So for me as Bunge la Mwananchi President Nakuru County, regardless of any ethnic community or group that you come from, regardless of any special group that a person belongs to, mine is to make sure that all is about humanity and humanity is respected. In as much as people are saying that he's a gay, that is none of my business. I was there because he's a human being. Because he's a youth of this country. That's why I led from the front. We lit the candles in honor of him for a good send-off. And my message was actually clear. By yesterday, as I'm talking, they had raised up to a total of 10-point-something million Kenyan shillings in honor of him, for him to have a decent send-off. But as a leader of the youth in this country, it is quite unfortunate that a man who is needy can die before Kenyans can realize that that is the best time the man needs help. Giving Brian Chira 10 million is nothing today morning as I'm speaking when he is dead. How I wish that the gentleman would have only been empowered with 1 million Kenyan shillings to set up a business or to decide and come up with a modern stadium similar to this one here. Then install everything that is needed because he was a talented young man. He was doing good arts. Some were motivating, some were going somehow against the guidelines of the community. But content be content. I cannot again go deeper to criticize him. Some of the videos he was doing was just content to earn a living. So I wish 1 million alone would have been used to make sure that the young man is empowered to realize a great future, rather than contribute 10.5 million shillings after a person has died. Wataenda kununua mang'ombe wachinjie watu wakule. How has he benefited from the same? Yet the man alikuwa ameshindwa kulipa. Alikuwa kwanza ni kama alikuwa depressed. He went drink excessively. He lacked even 100 shillings for pikipiki. He was given a gift, a lift. After being taken to the place he wanted to go, alishindwa kulipa. Hakuwa na 100 shillings. Are you getting that? He started running away from the witness's mouth now. That is how the witness
The
said.
witnesses say.
Aliona huyu jamaa anahepa asilipe 100, after which he was knocked down. So 100 shillings alikosa yenye Wakenya wangempea. Unanipata?
Nakupata.
10 million imepatikana. Ni zero ngapi tumeongeza kwa 100? Tumeongeza kama 0.5. It is quite
extra.
Unfortunate. So what I can say as the president of the people of Nakuru is that let his soul rest in peace, but through him we have actually learned. And that's why while at the vigil of the candle lighting yesterday, we insisted that we come up with a program duped support while alive.
Yeah.
So that we identify in our community, in our society, the youth, the aged, and the middle class people whom we believe they have got some psychological issues and need help, so that we look for a way in which we can offer that kind of help and avoid a scenario whereby they get intoxicated because of problems, they get oppressed, they get depressed, they die, then we cry, then we post their photos and videos, then we say they were good people. How are they good if we were isolating them in our society? So Brian Chira's death should teach us much about humanity and how to care for the people in the society when they are still alive. Yeah.
So, Mr. Robert, the producer is telling me time.
Okay.
So we don't mess up his schedule. Thank you so much for coming, and thank you so much to everybody who tuned in to this show. Thank you. So it was a very short and sweet segment, and you know, saidia mtu akiwa uhai, usingoje mtu ako on his deathbed, alafu ndio unakuja sasa. Na alafu unakuja na picha unasema I wish you told me. Hizo drama tuache bana. Tuache hizo drama. So thank you so much. I cannot read so the many comments I'm receiving, but I can highlight one. Simon, thank you so much for tuning in. I look into that issue that you sent me in my DM. Thank you so much for watching. And thank you to everybody that took their time to watch this particular show since its beginning to its end. We've got so many programs lined up for you here on Faraja TV, and get ready for tomorrow's podcast as well, because I am so sure my team is already ready with the very hot topics for you to chip into and give your comment on them as well. So hadi kesho, God bless you. Keep it Faraja TV. Bye. See you tomorrow.
Faraja TV, chemichemi ya furaha.
Usiku na mchana nakupa sifa, day and night, Lord.
Praise God, our viewers. From wherever you're watching us from, we love you, we cherish you. I, Jack Favor, together with DJ Tish, will be bringing you Nuru ya Injili Gospel Show every Sunday from 6 to 10 a.m. I will be bringing you different inspired ministers of the word, amazing guests and artists that will grace the show. You will also be having an opportunity to greet and waking up your friend, as well as sending a song request that will be playing for you right here on Faraja TV. Hii si ya kukosa.